Okay, you're watching Fat Bidin. Yo.
No.
Okay, you're watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film
Yes.
Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
Sure, it was that.
And as usual, every week we watch a local movie and we talk about it. And this week,
We're going to watch Wangi.
Wangi. It's a horror film.
Yes.
It's a horror film. I'm sorry
They
that
have
I'm
no blanket.
and yeah, and I'm sorry I'm in a shirt. Right? Apologies.
I had tea, so I'm happy. So we watched Wangi, and
Directed by wait. Okay, so Wangi is a horror film.
supposed to be a
Ah,
horror
it's supposed to
film.
be a
It's like a
horror
horror thriller film.
Okay. So
And
what's it about?
It's directed by Latif Zami,
Yep.
who is the brother of
I think so.
Opi
Opi Zami,
Zami.
who directed.
Warka,
Yeah, I think so lah. I
which we
think so.
hated.
Uh,
So okay, the film is basically about. It starts off about this couple who just had a second baby and has an autistic son. The couple is played by Sharnaz Ahmad. The character's
Era
name
Fazira.
is Kuzairi and
Era
Noor.
Fazira.
Era Fazira, Noor. And,
And
they
the other
have
couple.
No, and
They're
she
good
comes.
friends.
She comes back from having her second baby, and she keeps talking about this Bella, who has gone back to the UK, and then there are flashbacks lah to show that it actually turns out Bella was her adik angkat when she was in the UK, because they all study in the UK,
Yeah.
and Bella had a boyfriend.
You know how Malay
Asrul.
students are, must always have abang angkat, kakak angkat, adik angkat, all that crap.
Yeah. And so the story basically, like, it turns out Bella left without saying goodbye. Apparently she went back to the UK to get married, but then strange things start happening around the house and around the baby, and Bella is also uncontactable, which is so weird because she's like the adik angkat. Why would she just leave without saying goodbye? And the story basically goes from there lah. So the most of the story is basically flashbacks of their time in UK, and Era Fazira efforting to find Bella, who is played by Nabila Huda, whom, as we've established, we don't really like. So okay, that's basically the story. The film itself is shit. Okay lah, let's say good things first. First of all,
Are there any good things?
There is, because
What?
we remember we said Nabila Huda's acting in this is actually the best we've seen so
Yeah,
far
because she doesn't have to
from
act much.
Nabila Huda.
It's because she doesn't have to act
no,
much.
it's because
she's the ghost.
she's the ghost, but she is not screaming. She's not playing some angry, screamy, angsty character for once.
She doesn't have
Thank
to.
God.
But I think that's the weakness of all Malay actors, Malaysian actors. When they get angry, they get over. When they get sad, they get over.
She's generally over, but this time she was not over lah. So I kind of appreciated that a little bit.
Again, because she didn't have to do anything.
Okay, so yeah, that was that. That was basically it. That's the only good thing. The film is so bad because they use a lot of sound to scare you.
Not really
But
scary also.
it's not really scary. It's just very loud, and nothing actually happens when they are doing all these like jump scare things. Two, they don't actually have a ghost. There's just like, we don't even know. There's like this thing that's just kind of
long hair thing that's always around the baby.
Always around the baby.
Because she
And
gives birth, right?
That her
Because she
kid,
gives birth.
that her kid like talks to.
Did you tell how that Fazira gives birth?
Yeah, I did. I said
Okay,
they come
okay.
back with the second baby.
So
Okay.
lousy show. Anyway.
So anyway, and then after all of this stupid build up of like, where's Bella, Bella is the one that ends up telling us what the fuck happened to her.
As a ghost lah.
As a
she comes
ghost. To Era Fazira. Like, how
And
did
that's
it
like half of the second half
and
of the film already.
we don't even know how it got there. Like, literally Era Fazira went into the storeroom and then suddenly she can hear Bella's voice.
Yeah, and she's not freaked out.
And she's not freaked
Before
out.
this,
at all.
she's so freaked out by hearing voices around the house. But this time
Yeah.
she hears Bella's voice whispering around. She's
her
not freaked out at
storeroom,
all.
and
Yeah.
she's not freaked out at all.
Yeah.
So basically what happened is that it turns out Bella and Khuzairi, Era Fazira's husband, were having an affair. They started having an affair like when Bella's grandma passed away, and then they came back to KL, and then they slept together, and then they continued sleeping together in KL, and then when they went back to the UK,
You're supposed to
they
have
slept
ended it.
together one more time before he
The
left the
last
UK
time.
and came back with Era Fazira, and then she got pregnant, and then she got pregnant with Khuzairi's child, which made her boyfriend leave her. So then she decides to come to Era Fazira's house under the pretense of, oh my god, I miss you so much,
And that
and
my boyfriend got me
continue
pregnant.
sleeping
With
with
her
this
husband.
guy's with this guy, her
Era
kakak
Fazira's
angkat's husband, while she's like fucking pregnant. Okay, so they were always fucking in the storeroom, and then she at some point attempts to kill Era Fazira's baby by soaping the floor in front of her room. I shit you not, that's what she did with a
I
bucket
hope you're not
of
shitting
soap.
because it'll be smelly.
Stupid lah. Anyway, so Era Fazira falls down and she's in the hospital, and she makes like this Khuzairi guy come back, and like she's like, but I miss you so much, don't you want to be with me, whatever. And then suddenly Khuzairi becomes a psycho, and he starts like
Killing everybody.
beating her
beat
with
her.
a golf club. But she doesn't die, but she goes into labor, and the baby is delivered by that autistic kid. And it turns out Era Fazira's baby was a stillborn and died, but apparently nobody told her. And apparently when you push out a kid from your vagina, you don't immediately want to know if it is alive. But
So she switches.
so he switches the
Nabila
baby.
Huda's baby for the stillborn baby that Era Fazira gave birth
Which
to.
I'm assuming it would take like hours, right? Because you would
Yeah.
first have to find out, okay, your baby is a stillborn. Then you gotta make sure your wife is okay. Then you gotta go home to clean
And
up
this is-
this dead
yeah.
body that you've killed. And then, you found the baby, and then you gotta like switch it. But apparently it can be done.
And now if you're talking about the context of the narrative of the film, right, this is all like hindsight lah. After
Yeah.
everything that has been going on. So the whole film is like broken up into two.
Three lah, I would say, right?
Two parts
Okay.
of the normal life after Nabila Huda's already dead. And then Nabila Huda coming back as a ghost, narrating the entire thing that was happening behind Era Fazira's back to Era Fazira. That's the second half of the film.
No, that's the third part. The second half was all the flashbacks, which was supposed to provide us context and clues, which actually did nothing. lah.
Yeah. So I thought the film was very badly written, badly directed, and the thing that I
Wait, no, it wasn't finished.
Oh, right,
so
okay.
then after she hears this long ass story from her ghost fucking friend, she gets killed lah by her psychopath
by her own husband
with the golf
with the
club.
same golf club.
And then don't forget they had 2 children, right? The film ends like this.
Now the two children don't know where already.
He
just
suddenly
disappear.
is living alone, and he brings like a new girl into the house.
He kills Nabila Huda's boyfriend as well.
Yeah, and she also kills Nabila Huda's boyfriend, who comes back from the UK to confront him. So suddenly, this Khuzairi goes from just a philandering asshole to a serial murderer.
Yeah.
And then he brings back like some new girl, and then the end credits has a fucking post scene that was really unnecessary of Nabila Huda as the ghost telling this new girl to, you have to do this for me, and she basically murders Khuzairi.
There's no motivation for him to change as well.
Nothing.
Look, badly written, badly directed, no character developments. All the characters were flat.
Yeah.
I've got so many questions about where the children go. They just disappear.
Yeah, like just like nothing.
Throughout the whole story also, if the children are not needed, they're just not in the scene.
Yeah.
And you don't know. Their parents
No,
are
but
taking care of the
actually
children.
there was no
but
point for them having the children also. Like
Yeah.
literally there was no function to the little
Yeah.
boy whatsoever.
Yeah,
the
and-
baby, okay lah, if she was supposed to be like Nabila Huda's child or whatever.
Yeah.
But even then,
And then the dialogue between the characters are so flat. It's like don't even have a relationship. They are not related in any way. They talk about stupid things, like we are husband and wife, right? At home we talk about a lot of things. We talk about a lot of things. Stupid God.
and the writing is so lazy that
Yeah.
they just repeat like Islamic phrases like
Yeah.
Inshallah, Subhanallah.
But that's another thing.
Over and over and over and over again.
So that's another thing, because every time it's a horror film in Malaysia, they always have to play with Arabic scriptures or Quranic scriptures to
yeah.
make it scary and spiritual.
Yeah.
What, you're demonizing the religion or what? But anyway, like I said, me and
The more
Cheryl,
religious you are, the more like spirits will come to your house. That is what you learn from Malaysian horror films.
Yeah, me and
Never
Cheryl are
forget.
married, right? And we talk about so many things because we've got a relationship and we know each other. These people, they mainly talk about, if they're eating dinner, they talk about the food that's on the plate.
Yeah.
If they just came back, they will talk about, oh yeah, outside got rain.
Yeah.
You know, they want to go to sleep, oh, good night. And talking about sleep, Era Fazira, we know that she's not pakai tudung. The entire film, she's in a tudung. And
Even
she
when she
goes to
sleeps.
bed in a tudung, she goes to the toilet in a tudung, she wakes up in a tudung, middle of the night she wakes up to go and check on the baby, she's wearing a tudung. It's just so unrealistic. I mean, yeah, okay, fine, you're
Full face
Muslim.
makeup some more.
Yeah, and full face makeup. And you know, yeah, I mean, you're Muslim, you want to cover up, and that's in real life and all that. But then, if you want to act, right, how? Right? Maybe you should
Shouldn't
find
you be
roles.
wearing-
You should be
yeah.
finding roles where the tudung will play a part in it. But this one is like,
No, you
do you
also
fall
don't.
asleep
you
at
didn't
night with
need
your
to
husband
wear
wearing a
You
tudung?
could still wear your apa tu? The inner instead to go to sleep. That would have been a little bit more realistic lah.
It's just
to
stupid
me.
lah. And the thing that the thing that I hated most about the film is that every time Malaysia, right, Malay tradition and custom and all that, it has always seen women as second class, right? Now, the history of storytelling in Malaysia, the Malay history of storytelling, you've got ghosts like Lang Sui, Pontianak, and all these women ghosts and monsters, right? They were created because the culture was so male dominated that the women only had that way to actually be empowered. So like Pontianak is always like a woman scorn who comes back to take revenge because
But
she
you
couldn't
also
do.
got to think about the fact that all these like characters that you just, all these like creatures that you mentioned are always strong dominating women that are being demonized lah.
Yeah.
But please continue.
So now you are using that trope, right, to tell a story about an unethical and no morals kind of woman
Yeah.
who cheats on with her best friend's husband.
She wasn't exactly wrong lah.
Yeah.
Sorry lah.
You know,
I
and
don't
she
know.
wasn't wrong, and she come back. I think it was bastardizing of
The
that trope lah. You know. Ugh.
It was not remotely empowering. I'm not saying that like, you know, if you cheat on your best friend because she wasn't with her husband, that you should be beaten with a golf club lah.
Yeah, you know
But
lah.
at the same time, you also don't really get to play victim after that lah.
Because she comes back as a ghost and telling the other Fazira.
She's the one that kept pushing it. The guy already told her, look, no, we already ended this a long time ago, and she's the one that keeps like
Seducing
with
him and
so
all that.
it's fucking her fault.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So, but
I'm not slut shaming her. I'm just saying that you don't get to play victim as a fucking ghost because you kind of push the envelope a bit too far. So it's a shitty film. It's got no morals. It's got no story. It's got no plot. It's got no character. Don't watch it. It'll just make you angry, and it's a waste of your time.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's not the worst film this year, but, still
it's
quite bad
quite
lah.
there.
It's quite bad lah.
It's down there lah,
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, I felt like it was a waste of time lah watching that film.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So
if
that's
you've
it.
seen it.
Yeah. So comment if you have seen it, or if you don't agree with what we said, please let us know. If you thought it was a good film, come let us know, and we will. Yeah. Okay. Comment. You know, like this video. Don't like this video. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms at FatBidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything you've been watching and listening to the Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Shirley Mustawan.
Hey, if you want to learn how to become an independent filmmaker or a filmmaker in general, I've got a book which I wrote with a buddy of mine. It's called Zan Azli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking. You can actually buy it off of here. I'm going to put the link down here at my website, fatbidin.com. It's only a couple of ringgit, and it's really good because it has many different chapters, the process of filmmaking, and each chapter I interview a Malaysian filmmaker who gives advice and tips of from their experience. So yeah, yay, link is down here. Yay.